Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the SNews here at LonghornStation.com. The wake-up call. I'm John Bedani. This is Ahmad Brooks, and we have a special top 5 list on this Top 5 Tuesday. The top 5 things we're most looking forward to as the Texas men's basketball season comes closer.
Well, yeah, and then number 5 for us is can Jordan Hamilton hit a half-court shot?
That
He can ride that range.
Well, see, that sounds kind of stupid, I know, but this guy apparently has out-of-the-gym range. Really consistent, like a guy you don't want to play in horse. And at some point, with the clock ticking down as the first half winds down, you know how you kind of advance the ball to half court and somebody just heaves up a shot? My prediction is that in one game this year, this freshman is going to hit a shot damn near from half court, and everybody's going to explode at the Erwin Center.
I think it's going to happen more than once. I think Jordan Hamilton is going to be the answer for them in the backcourt. I really do. As far as scoring points, last year in the perimeter, we struggled in our guard play. And when A.J. Abrams couldn't create his own shots, it was very difficult for us to get points from outside. Jordan Hamilton can create with the dribble. He can also hit a standing jumper. This young man is special, and I think you're right. If it comes down to it, let's say in the Final Four, Elite Eight, he hits that big half-court shot. It really won't matter, though, if he's been doing it all year long.
Number 4, what do we make of Sexy Dexy? Dexter Pittman is back. This is his senior year. Can he have the kind of game that he had against Kansas State, 19 points, 20 rebounds, 7 block shots, or will he lapse into moments where we really don't know if he feels like playing tonight?
He's been motivated, and I think more of a motivation for this young man now should be, I read a comment where he said he's wearing smaller clothes now. Well, if this young man really wants to wear designer suits and stuff tailored custom to his large frame, he just has to continue at this pace. Block shots, rebounds, and scoring points effectively, dunks around the rim. If that young man can do this, this Texas team is in a much better shape having a post presence like him because they can play big with 6'10" and 290 in the middle.
Spandex is optional. These are the top 5 things we're looking forward to with the Texas men's basketball season approaching. Number 3, did Damian James make the right decision by pulling his name out of the draft and returning to Texas for his senior season?
I think he did. I mean, when you look at this, I think Damian James is for sure the heart and soul of this team. It looks that way. He's going to be a leader this year. He's a senior. He's returning. What does he bring? He brings that versatility. You can play him out on the perimeter. You can put him down in the post when Rick Barnes decides to go small with this lineup, and he's versatile. The one thing that he does the best in, he ranks 3rd all-time at Texas when it comes to rebounds. He crashes that board and that glass. And they're going to need that this year, especially with the spectacular young freshmen that they have who might be more concerned with shooting versus crashing that glass.
2 years ago, Damon, pretty good from beyond the arc, 40% or so. Last year, dipped down to around 30%. We'll see if he can get that long-range jumper back in the mix. Number 2 on the top 5 things we're most looking forward to as the Longhorn men's basketball season starts this Sunday. Who will emerge as the point guard? Is it going to be Jacobin Brown? Will Jay Lucas take over when he gets here? Will it be Doge Balbay? And when we say point guard, we're talking about who does Rick Barnes summon 30 seconds left protecting a 1-point lead, because that's how you know who your point guard is.
And we needed it. Down the stretch, no disrespect to the guard player a year ago, and I think Doge Balbay, of course, and Mason did an excellent job of trying to fill in, but the depth just wasn't there. This year, that's not the problem. They have a myriad of guys that can play this position, but it looks like they're going to look to 2 guys for that, Jacobin Brown and, of course, Jay Lucas, when he does get here to transfer from Florida, when he's able to play mid-December. That should be great. But Jacobin Brown just does so many different things, and I think he'll be motivated by not being eligible. That's going to really help. It allowed that young man to sit back and really decide, is the game of basketball, how important is it to me? I think he's going to be special. He can score. He can also distribute. Those are 2 things that make you deadly and also make you an asset to your team and also to the NBA.
Number 1 thing that we're curious to see, the number 1 thing we're looking forward to as the Texas men's basketball season gets underway. There are a lot of true freshmen coming in, but the 4 who have been talked about the most, Jacobin Brown is certainly one of them. Jordan Hamilton is one of them. Avery Bradley is one of them. Sean Williams is one of them. Which of those 4 will be the one we talk about the most? Which will emerge as the most impressive freshman come the end of the year?
This is tough, and I think when you look at Michigan or you look at Syracuse, who also did it with 4 spectacular freshmen, and they made a run late in the tournament, This group has the potential to do that. They're all highly as touted as those guys. The one that's going to stand out to me is going to be Jordan Hamilton, though. The reason why I say that is he's a mismatch. He creates shots. It was very funny. They put him on Dexter Pittman in practice to defend him just as a joke. But the young man, as a freshman, got right in there, even no matter the size disadvantage he was at, went in there and still competed. And I think that's what we're going to see out of Jordan Hamilton. Don't get me wrong, Avery's going to provide them with some great defense, and I think Sean is going to make some big shots. End of the day, though, I'm going to go with Mr. Hamilton.
Now, I don't favor Texas kids as a rule. I like Texas kids. I'm going to go with Sean Williams, kid from Duncanville. Now, if he can get his minutes, and again, that might be Rick Barnes' hardest job is managing those minutes because these are all stars and they all want to play. Good problem to have. But I think what Texas really lacked was consistent three-point shooting last year. Not that I'm some sort of psychic. The stats said they were last in the Big 12 at shooting, making shots from beyond the arc.
That's fact.
They can get some consistent three-point shooting. Those defenses have to come out. That opens up a lot of cutting lanes. That lets Sexy Dexy work inside. I just think that's going to be most important for this team. My pick is Sean Williams. Your pick for freshman phenom is who?
Mr. Jordan Hamilton, number 23, by the way.
And all these answers begin to be answered on Sunday, 1 o'clock at the Frank Irwin Center when Rick Barnes' team opens the season against UC Irvine. Join us tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the SNews right here at LonghornStation.com.